Yo, what's going on out there? This is Cigar Boxing. Happy holidays to everybody. And like I say, at the end of the day, all we are fans. All we are fans. I see a lot of us out there are talking about who we think the fighter of the year is. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Like I said, major props go out to Rosclot222. I really enjoyed his video as to who he thought the fighter of the year for 2017 was. I left my reply. As you see at the beginning of this video, you see who I think the fighter of the year is. So let me say this. I'm going to tell you why certain fighters aren't fighter of the year, and then I'll tell you why I think Terence Crawford is fighter of the year. Number one, Vasily Lomachenko is not fighter of the year simply because there's nothing unique as to what would separate him and make him fighter of the year. He is not unified champion in his division, even though he handed Guillermo Rigondeaux his first loss. Guillermo Rigondeaux was a much smaller man, went up 2 weight divisions in this boxing match. Even though he is a great fighter, I give Lomachenko all his credit, but it's not enough for him to be fighter of the year. I can see other people, they say that Anthony Joshua is fighter of the year. I can see that with him being a unified champion, also with him being in a match against one of the best heavyweight champions of the world, in a fight that's considered to be the fight of the year with Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua. Very, very big fight. But the thing with that, in my book, that's great, but it's not enough to be fighter of the year in my book. When you look at the accomplishments of Terence Crawford, that is the deal in Icebreaker. Terence Crawford is my candidate for fight of the year 2017. Let me explain a few things, and I'm going to make this quick. There are 4 major sanctioned body belts in boxing right now. So at junior welterweight, 140 pounds, you have the WBA, which came about in the 1920s, about 1920. Then you had the WBC 1963. Then you had the IBF, which came out in 1983. And you have the WBO 1987, 1988. Okay. Before the year of 2007, you only had to have 3 major sanctioned body belts to be declared undisputed. So congratulations to Terence Bud Crawford on becoming the 140-pound junior welterweight undisputed champion, having all 4 major sanctioned body belts. Now let's look at how unique and rare that is. Who was the last undisputed champion at 140 pounds? That is Katya Tszyu. You remember that fight against Zab Judah, where Katya Tszyu made Zab Judah do the funky chicken? So let's look around in boxing the different weight classes to see how unique this is. In the welterweight division, the last undisputed champion, believe it or not, was Zab Judah, not Floyd Mayweather. Being an undisputed champion in the weight division is an accomplishment that Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather have not done. So that tells you how special it truly is. In the middleweight division, the last undisputed champion was Jermaine Taylor in his defeat of Bernard Hopkins. But Bernard Hopkins was one of the first fighters to ever hold all 4 major sanctioned and body belts. So I take my hat off to Bernard Hopkins for making that accomplishment. Even if you look in the heavyweight division, the last undisputed champion was Lennox Lewis, and now it's in the early 2000s. You look around, it's been a while. Even if you go to the lightweight division of 135, the last undisputed champion in that division is Pernell Whitaker. You look in some other divisions, it's been since the 1960s since we've had an undisputed champion. So that is very, very rare. So let me also put another myth to bed. I saw a video on YouTube, and I saw Floyd Mayweather Jr. saying that you only had to have 3 major sanctioned body belts to be declared undisputed. Yeah, Floyd, in 2007, yeah, that was true, but not now. As of 2007, you have to have four. So that is very rare. To make my case in point, if that was the case, we would be calling Gennady Golovkin the undisputed champion of middleweight. If that was the case, we would be calling Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev when they had 3 out of the 4 major sanctioned body belts. We would be calling them undisputed as well. But we didn't. So that's my case in point there. Tell me who you think should be fighter of the year. And it's purely subjective. I just like to conversate and chop it up with all of boxing brethren out there. So, like I always say, I'ma be cool, so you stay cool. This is Cigar Boxing.